All right, so you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, huh? Well, first you got to get yourself a motorcycle, right? Step one, and then get some gear and whatnot. I'm kind of a squid, so I just have gloves and a helmet. Do not recommend. Do as I say, not as I do. Get yourself a jacket and pants. But, oh my goodness, here we are, right? You're going to get a bike. So exciting. You're going to learn how to ride. Let's do it. Let's learn how to ride, right? All right. So here, we're going to learn our controls first, right? So you obviously have your kickstand. If you've ridden a bicycle, you know you got to sit on that thing. All right, or you got to lay that thing down so the bike can sit on it. You don't want that thing to fall over. That's why you get some frame sliders. So on this left side you have your shifter, so your left foot is going to do the shifting. And if you've driven a manual car and everything, think about it like a sequential or something like that. Or, you know, same concept, start in 1, go all the way up to 6. Some bikes only have 5 or whatever. Every bike is a little different. This one has 6. Most sport bikes do. So right now we are in neutral, and neutral is in between first and second. So when you're in neutral, if you click her down, anytime you click down, you're downshifting, right? Think about down is down. Unless the bike has some weird GP shifter, then it's the other way around. Down will be up and up will be down, but most bikes, down is down. So, you know, you're gonna kick it into first, down, that'll be first, and then it's up from there until you wanna go back into neutral, and you kinda just slip it in, you know, between first and second. You'll feel it out, but that is your shifter on your left side. Come over to the other side. Oh man, here we are. You dirt bike guys will know. Rear brake, right here on your foot. So your right foot doing this little rear brake. This one doesn't do a whole lot, but it's very important. People don't think it is, but very important. Kind of balances the weight of the bike out. That's for a later date. You're just trying to learn how to ride a bike. All right, so you're gonna sit on the bike. Oh, here we go. This thing is not comfortable. You get yourself up on your bike. Oh my goodness. It's time to start riding, right? Not yet. You got to learn the controls. So, here on your right side, they might be this might vary bike to bike, right? Right side, here you have your front brakes or front brake if you're on an older bike or a cruiser or whatnot that only has one. Whatever. Front brake right here. You never want to grab a whole bunch of this because you'll fly. But most of your braking is going to come from your, you know, on the right side, right hand. I generally keep 2 fingers on it. You don't need much more than that, because if you give it a little too much, you do a little front flip. So right side, front brake, right? Most of your braking is going to come from that. I use both of them, kind of keep the bike balanced and everything, more braking power. Left side, this is your clutch. This is what a lot of new riders have trouble with. And we'll get to, you know, every bike's a little different. This one's super easy to ride. So we'll get to how to use that clutch, but this is going to be your clutch. Think about the clutch like the key to doing everything. It's the key to start going. It's the key to start shifting, blah, 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 blah. You're going to use your clutch a lot. And especially getting started riding, especially if you've never driven a manual car or dealt with a clutch, dirt bike, anything like that, it might be the bane of your existence. It might be hard to get started and not, you know, kill the bike or anything, but this is your clutch right here. Right side, the old little twisty twist, right? That's your throttle. You twist it back. And you got to be careful with this bad boy. If you're just learning, give it a little too much, you're gonna fly a little, right? You're gonna move. That's scary. You don't want to do that. Going along right here, this is your kill switch. So if you're new and you're like, why is my bike not turning on? I turned the key. Why is it not turning on? Check your kill switch. You know, it's got to be on the on. The X is off. Little cycle. That's your on. If your bike doesn't have a kill switch for some reason, don't worry about it. All right. And then, honestly, I couldn't tell you what this is. I don't know. This isn't important, whatever it is. It says start, stop. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know what that does. I have never once used that. My cruiser did not have that I come from. So, never use it. Might be a choke or something. No, this thing's fuel injected. See, oh my gosh. I'm learning with you guys. Maybe I'll Google that later. I'll put in magic letters here, subtitles, whatever. But, probably not important. So, here under this is your guy that's going to start your bike. Oh. No, we're not ready for that yet. All right, we're going to hold on. This little button down here. This is your starter. That'll be like when in a car, when you'd regularly turn your key in a car, you know, turn it all the way, it'll turn your car on, but not on a bike. And then over here, you have your low beams, your high beams. This bike, you know, if you ever see someone with a motorcycle that has only one headlight on, you're gonna be like, oh, your headlight's out. Don't say that to them because they'll think you're silly. That is the low beam. High beam turns on the other headlight and it points a little higher, so I always keep my high beam on because people already don't see you anyway, so what's the point in not having it on? This little switch right here, boom, this is your turn signal. You're gonna want to use that guy. People want to know that. This little lap button is for the controls in here. You know, like when you reset your mileage and stuff, and beep, 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 click, give it a little click. Down here, what's on there? We'll turn this on. This is your horn. That'll do your little honking in case someone's in your way. But if you have a loud bike like this, I just be an asshole about it. You know, do the thing. But, oh my gosh, we know our controls right now. So you guys can run through if you need to. Brake, clutch, here's our key, you know. And if you turn your forks all the way and you push the key in, you're on off right now, has 3 positions. If you push the forks to one way all the way and then all the way over, boom, can't turn the forks anymore, so someone can't steal your bike as easy. So another tip for you. But now we're ready to ride, right? All right, not quite yet. Get your gear set up, right? Get everything set up. If you can and you're with someone that knows how to ride, or you've already kind of been figuring it out but you want to learn a little better, get yourself to a nice open parking lot. This one's not super huge, but it's enough room. Get yourself to a nice lot, get your gloves on, get your jacket on, do everything, do your thing. Put your kickstand up, because if it's like my bike, it is not going to start with the kickstand down. So, you know, if you're in neutral, take a note of this. You see that little N? That is your neutral light. If that guy is on, you are in neutral. You can start the bike without the clutch if you are in neutral. Some bikes will not let you start them if they're in gear. Mine does. But if you're in neutral, you don't have to worry about the clutch. Give it a little thing. Now we're on. Oh my goodness. This is the scary part, right? Don't be scared. It's easy. So, going back to the shifter side of things, we're going to look down. Here's our shifter. And we're getting ready to go. So, I would hold your front brake, keep your bike from rolling and everything. You know, put your left foot on, kick it down into gear, make sure you have the clutch pulled in. And here, this is the part that gets a lot of people. But it's so easy. Don't think about it too much. Just go nice and slow. You'll feel the bike start pulling. If you have to have both of your feet on the ground, keep your feet on the ground. No big deal. If you have to walk the bike a little, whatever you got to do to learn. But let that thing out super slow. It'll tell you when it wants to go. Listen to it. And it'll start going forward. And if you get scared, just pull the clutch right back in. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready, just pull it back in. Do that a couple times. Feel it out, starts grabbing, pull it in. But if you're on a bike like this that's super easy to ride, look, I don't need to give it throttle. We start going, boom, no throttle at all clutch. Just let it out slow, put it at that grabbing point, and you'll be good to go. If you're on a bike like this, like a smaller bike or anything, this is the XXR. The clutch is super easy on this thing. The gearbox is fantastic. So you don't even gotta give it throttle. It's that easy. But if you are on a bike that you need to give throttle to, I know a lot of Yamahas like a little more RPM and stuff. Just don't be scared of this thing. Be light with it. You know, hold this thing loosely. You know, you don't need to be death gripping your grips. You know, you want to be in control. So just keep your hands there. Like, don't be cranking on this guy like you're, you know, trying to defend yourself or whatever. Just give it a light one. If you do have to give it some throttle, slightest bit of throttle, boom, you're good to go. And that's it. Just keep practicing that. Get to the point where you feel the clutch grabbing and just keep doing it over and over. Even if you have to be in a straight line, just, you know, go ahead, stop yourself, you know. Remember, for now, you could just use the front brake. But if you're going slow, do not grab this thing super hard while you're turning, because you're probably going to be like, tip over and go down. So, we're going to try it again. You know, let the clutch go slow, slow, slow. And then once you're moving, just let it go. Now you're cruising. You don't even have to give it throttle. The bike will take itself. Like right now, we're cruising 8 miles an hour, and it's doing it by itself. No throttle at all. So once you get to this point, think about it like a bicycle and look where you want to go. Key feature. Key thing to learn, not a feature. And make it a feature in your mind. You got to look where you want to go, right? Like, put your head. If you fixate on something and you get scared while you're riding and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit that tree. Guess what? You're going to go towards that tree and you are going to hit it. put your head where you want to go. Don't worry about what's going on over here. Just let your hands do what they got to do. Look where you want to go. You're like, oh, I want to go towards this tree. Sweet, look towards the tree. Oh no, I want to turn around and I want to go this way. Cool, turn around, look all the way around and go that way. Look at where you want to go and look at what you want to do. You don't got to be scared about it tipping over or anything. Like, just, even if you start slowing down, like right now, I'm not giving it any throttle. We are just cruising around the parking lot. Look at where you want to go. Boom, I want to go over here, sweet. Boom, I want to go over here, sweet. Like, just make it such a habit to just look where you want to go. Because if you start looking at anything, you're gonna go down and you're gonna go towards it. So just look where you want to go. Don't be scared about it. Just start cruising around, you know. Go left, go right, do some figure eights, go this way, go that way, and then start feeling it out. And then once you get comfortable kind of cruising around and everything, if you're having trouble with your start and stops, maybe cruise around a little, you know, use your brakes nice and slow, pull the clutch in when you're kind of stopped so that you don't stall the bike, clutch back in, and cool, we're gonna go again, nice and slow. Bam, we're moving again. Sweet. So just always put your head where you want to go. If you're gonna come this way, boom, put your head where you want to go. Awesome. You're looking, turning the handlebars a little bit, and at low speeds, the handlebars are doing a lot of it. You're not going to be doing a whole bunch of leaning or anything while you're going this slow. You're just going to be turning the handlebars nice and slow, super easy. Look at this. There is nothing to it. Anyone can do it. I am not a big guy. Don't think, oh my God, I'm a puny person. I'm not strong enough to ride a motorcycle. Oh my goodness, I can't flat foot this bike. I'm like 5'8" on a good day, depending on what shoes I'm wearing. I'm a small guy. I weigh like 160 pounds. No big deal. I can wheelie deal this thing all day. Don't be intimidated by it. Sure, they look kind of big, but you know, just mess around on it. You're gonna cruise around, do the thing, feel the clutch out, you'll be good to go. Just give it practice and you'll be fine. But I mean, really, that's all there is to it. Just understand your controls and always ride within your limit. You know, people get such egos. They're like, oh, I don't want to get a little Ninja 250. I'm gonna get so bored of it. I can't even nowhere near ride this bike to its full potential, and this is a 600. If I was on a Ninja 250 or 400, whatever, I'd probably still be having the same amount of fun. I'd be having a blast, if not more, because those things are so tiny and light. Who cares about going fast in a straight line? Any silly goose can go fast in a straight line. You don't even need to know how to ride a motorcycle barely to go fast in a straight line. So pick the right bike for you and get out there and ride. But that's really all there is to it. I'm telling you, it's that easy. Just practice, practice, practice. And then putting it back in neutral, let's say you stop. Sweet, you're gonna look down at your shifter. All right, sometimes you gotta see it. I just feel it. But we're gonna look down at it. Sweet, we're looking at it. We're in first right now, right? All the way down. Bam, you feel the little click. Don't let your clutch out yet. When you're first starting, make sure that light's on. Cool, I'm in neutral. I can let the clutch out and not worry about it. Because if I'm in first and I let the clutch out, oh man, I killed the bike. Now you're embarrassed. You're sitting at a stoplight and you're like, oh, this sucks. Everyone's looking at me. So, whatever. If your bike lets you start it back up in gear, boom, just start it back up, try again, you know, remember, go back to it. Let the clutch out slow, hold it at the grabbing point, let it go. That easy. You don't have to be intimidated by it. So now we're gonna go to shifting gears. This part, you're gonna start moving a little quicker. You don't have to go too fast. Especially if you're on a smaller bike, you do not have to go fast at all. Watch. We'll go, what, 10 miles an hour? And then we're gonna pull our clutch in, kick it up one on our little shifter there on the left where we learned. Boom. Look, we're not even increasing in speed. RPMs are lower. The motor's running a little easier and smoother, nice and quiet. And now we have the ability to go a little quicker, right? So we're in second gear now. Cruising around, we have more power to go a little faster. It's that easy. Oh my gosh, you're starting to slow down. What do? Pull the clutch in, kick it down. Let it out nice and slow. We're back in first. Now we can cruise nice and slow. We have to cruise slow, do our thing. Boom, we're doing our thing. Cruising this way, cruising that way. All right, you're starting to get a little bit of speed, right? Look where you want to go. Remember, look where you want to go. We're gonna pull our clutch in, kick the gear shifter up on the left. Boom, we're in second gear, and then let it go. And And never be on throttle while you're shifting. So it's kind of a switch off, you know. But if you're going this fast, you're not even giving it throttle. Like right now, I don't even have to be on the left. Put it back in first on the left. Remember, kick it down. Down is downshift, up is upshift. We're gonna cruise and everything, do our thing. Let's say something's coming up, right? Let's say so we're stopping quick. Oh my goodness, this car's braking fast. We're gonna gradually brake, do our thing, get our feet down. You're never gonna punch the front brake. Don't punch it. Because if you punch it, that wheel is gonna lock up, you're gonna shock the suspension, and you're gonna slide out, right? You see people sliding out, doing stoppies, whatever, flying over their bars. It's a gradual pull. It's a quick gradual pull, but it's a gradual pull. It's not a punch, it's like a, you know? You're kind of easing into it. So you practice those quick stops too, just so you know what to expect. If someone stops real quick in front of you, you got to be ready to go. Use that rear brake too, because it'll balance the bike out. So hey, let's practice that, right? We're gonna look down, we see where our rear brake is, you can feel it a little, right? And you can even push on it a little while you're riding, and it won't really do much. So let's practice a quick stop. We're gonna loop back around right here. Okay, we're cruising. Oh my God, that car's stopping super fast in front of us. Cover the rear brake, gradually pull, feet down, that quick. So just remember, pull that rear brake so that it balances the bike out, because imagine this, right? You're braking, you're coming to a stop, your bike is gonna pivot forward. You pull that rear brake, it's gonna pull it back upwards. So it'll keep you a lot more neutral and you won't spring up and be like, whoa, and then fall over. You know, you're gonna drop your bike at some point, I bet, while you're learning or whenever. I mean, I'm still learning. I've been riding for, man, over like 2 years now or something, and I'm learning every day. I'm not even a great rider. I'm learning every day. So I dropped this thing the day I went to go get it registered. I used to have a chopper, and then I got this, and I dropped it the day I was getting it registered. So don't be oblivious to it. Don't let your ego get in the way. You know, ride your own ride. That is the biggest thing. Ride within your limits and just learn, you know. If you have to come to a parking lot like this, people might drive by and look at you like, what is this idiot doing? What's he doing out there? Who cares? Do what you got to do your thing, learn how to ride the bike, you know, mess around, slow speed maneuvers. The slow speed is everything. Once you start moving, oh my God, the bike feels like nothing. This thing literally feels like it weighs 40 pounds, if that, you know, it weighs nothing. But when you're stopped and going super duper slow, oh my God, this thing feels like it's kind of heavy. You're like, I feel like it's gonna tip over. And the thing is too, when you're doing slow speed, if you pull that clutch in and the bike isn't giving itself momentum anymore, you're a lot more likely to fall over. So if you're ever trying to really turn around super slow and you have to, like let's say, oh my God, there's a lot of stuff in the way, lots of debris, you know, just walk the bike and like keep pulling the clutch in and out. You see me working the clutch there on the left, pulling it in and out, and just walk it with your feet. You know, if you have to, just do that, if that's what you got to do and you're in a really tight spot. But if you're turned like this and you have any sort of momentum and you're trying to just let the bike go and roll without your feet on the ground or anything, without it giving itself any momentum, you're probably going to fall over. So just remember, while the bike is moving, you're a lot safer. It's going to keep itself upright, because when you accelerate, it unleans the bike. So you see a lot of people coming through corners and everything, or punching the front brake. They'll be coming in fast and they're like, oh my gosh, let's say we're riding fast right now, right? We're in the canyon, we're cruising with our friends. Oh my gosh, my friend's a better rider than I'm coming into this corner too hot. Oh, I don't want to hit that building. So I'm looking at it, I'm hitting the brake, everything, pulling the clutch in. The bike is going to stop leaning and I'm going to go towards that building and hit it. So look where you want to go, commit to the turn. These bikes can lean pretty far. Most bikes can, even cruisers. You're not going to be going insanely fast on a cruiser, but you can lean it out pretty good. People can ride those, like you can lean it out. So just commit to the bike and really like have confidence in it. That's why you take it out to a little parking lot and practice going slow and everything, because it's step one. So yeah, that's all there is to it. So we'll run back with it real quick here in the shade. Remember what we learned, right? Here's our key, turns the bike on and off. You can turn your forks all the way, lock them if you need to. If you're gonna leave the bike overnight, you do that. Left side is your shifter. Left side right here have your clutch, headlights, fluctuate them. This works, the little display and whatnot. Turn signals right here. Left is obviously left, right is right, and if you click it back towards the middle, it'll shut it off. And then you have your little horn right here. Right side, you have your front brake kill switch. This turns the bike off. So if the bike is on, let's say, if you ever see those videos, people coming up and hitting their buddies, boop, that'll shut your bike off. So if you're ever sitting here like, whoa, my key's on, I can't turn the bike on, just make sure your kill switch is on. It happens sometimes, I do it. Right side is your throttle right there. Have this little thingy. You're gonna have to give me a little slack on that. I don't know what that is. At the bottom right there, that button turns your bike on. And then the right side, you have your brake. And there's obviously a bunch of other little things to it, how to maintain your bike and everything, but that'll come with being able to ride it. You know, step one to owning a bike is probably riding it. Well, step one is getting the bike, and then you go ride it. So if that helped you guys, I hope it did. I know there's a couple of my friends and whatnot that want to learn how to ride, so maybe if they see this video, they're like, oh, that's actually really fucking easy. So if that helped you out, that's cool, you know. A little random video I want to do. I was out here riding and the wind is horrible, so I was like, I'm gonna stop and kind of wait the wind out. And it was really cloudy, so I was waiting for the clouds to kind of go by. But blah 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 blah, whatever. Get out there, buy yourself a bike, go ride it, mess around in a parking lot, be safe, don't crash in anything and, you know, blow up, whatever. And yeah, I guess that's it. See ya.